at a time that sees us mourning the loss of a queen, and I believe I fixed our audio issues from last week. Two of the most important topics of this week lead us to none other than the French and Ubisoft. And
the
China.
French killed the queen?
No, Reggie Jackson killed the queen.
Oh, okay.
You get the reference?
Yep.
Good job. Proud of you.
It's Leslie Nielsen and what's the...
Naked Gun.
Naked Gun. There it is. Gamers 2 Podcast, your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest.
Like Royal Assassinations.
All right, over under.
On Philip's reign?
Yes. How'd you know?
Over-under's at 15 years.
Under.
That puts him to 88 if he lives.
Under.
I too like the under. So I'll go over.
Okay.
Somebody take a note and we'll see you in 16 years.
Or less.
Or tomorrow. That's what we decided to open with. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, we could have done like how many countries will try to leave the Commonwealth.
Oh, there's that one. I was going to go with how many countries attempt to steal their own relics back from the British Museum.
So many have potential.
Especially when
so many.
now the country's distracted for a weekend. You can get away with it.
They're distracted. Oh, man. Crazy week. Crazy week.
It was. It's one of those where, in a semi-serious note, at this point, I had almost gotten used to her just being immortal.
Yeah.
She's been around my entire life.
I mean, she died at 96.
Yep.
She's been the reigning monarch for 70 years.
1926, I believe, birth date.
What did it for me, what put things into perspective, was the first prime minister during her reign was Winston Churchill.
Just a little name there for you. Just a little name.
I think the thing I saw running around was Winston Churchill was born in 1875.
Okay, yeah.
And then the most recent one that she whatever you want to call it,
Oversaw.
was Liz Truss a couple days ago, and she was born in 1975.
Wow.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Yeah. Crazy. It's fascinating. Genuinely, it's fascinating. I'm curious to see what happens. I think
Down with the monarchy?
Yeah, I guess.
The aristocracy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting to see how it all plays out.
For sure.
First time in my lifetime. First time in a lot of people's lifetimes.
Yeah, most people's lifetimes, I think.
True. I don't think there were many people that are 97.
Yeah.
And if they are, that means they were one before when there was a difference.
Yeah. I guess we should talk about video game news. I mean, if you don't want to worry about, monarchs coming and going, you could always play video games. I guess. I don't know.
And if you don't want to send flowers to her funeral, you could spend money instead on these games. Too harsh? Not sure. Number 1, Circus Electric for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 2, a Rocksmith Plus for the PC. Learn to play guitar,
Yeah.
Number 3, Biomutant comes to the current gen PS5 and Xbox Series X. Number 4, Disney Dreamlight Valley for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 5, Kaichu, the Kaiju dating sim.
I'm in.
For the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Kaichu, for some reason, just sounds like if a kaiju sneezed.
That's exactly what it is.
Kaichu!
I like it.
It's such a dumb joke.
I like it.
That's where we're at in the night. Number 6, Block 'em for the PC. What you females should do to your ex-boyfriends.
Oh.
Block 'em.
That's what I do to telemarketers. Block them.
That's what I do to anybody that has interest in me. Block 'em. I took my own advice too far. I don't even let them break up with me. You just don't even... No attachment.
Just skips right to the breakup.
Exactly. I do too many speedruns in video games, and here we are. It boiled over into speedrunning.
There you go.
Number 7, hyper violent for the PC. Don't even make it, Matt. That's too easy of a
Come on.
Number 8, Justice Sucks. Tactical vacuum action for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Do you want to?
There's just too many good ones.
I'll leave that one there.
No,
Okay,
we'll just move on.
Number 9, Rift Sweepers for the PC.
The past 3, hyper-violent, tactical vacuum action, and Rift Sweepers, I could all make the same joke.
Don't worry, because you got another one coming. Number 10, Road Warden for the PC.
There you go.
Ass, cash, or grass.
I was going to say all 3 of those could describe my toilet trips.
Oh, interesting. The 1 and 2 and 3 names could do it for me. Anyway, number 11, Steel Rising for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Don't have that problem, I guess. Sad panda.
Oh, man. Oh, sad days. Crying in the club. Speaking of that, number 12, Betrayal at Club Low for the PC.
You're telling me.
Number 13, Broken Pieces for the PC.
All right, you're getting a little too close to home right now.
Number 14, Cat Maze for the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch.
Don't have that problem.
Some days I wish that's what I had.
a cat maze.
Just had to get through a cat maze. Number 15, NBA 2K23. Again, just whatever. It's on everything by the Switch. Number 16, Splatoon 3.
Forgot
officially
about
out
that.
for the Switch.
Forgot about that one.
I'm debating now that I've glanced down if I want to just... Yep, you're doing odds.
I'm doing odds?
Yep.
It's great. I specifically designed this document that you do a switcheroo on me.
No!
That's not true at all.
The double mind games.
I wish I did.
It would be really funny if you did design it and I had to guess what I thought you tried to design it for. Eventually, I'm going to take every other odd one. So 1, 5, 9.
We just start doing like a crazy, like, we have to rock, paper, scissors for every news article.
Basically doing a rhyming scheme. A, B, B, A.
Yeah.
B, B, C. That's the weird one.
All right, number 1, Masahito is leaving Sony Interactive Entertainment and retiring at the end of September. The 60-year-old representative director and executive vice president joined Sony in 1986, initially working on Sony's in-car audio equipment before he joined PlayStation in 2000. During his time at the games division, Ito was responsible for engineering many of Sony's consoles, including the PlayStation 4 and its Pro model, as well as the PlayStation 5. He also designed peripherals for the PlayStation 2 and was in charge of designing the PlayStation Portable. So, pretty interesting. One of Sony's designers.
I say a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Long time.
that is a long time, and interesting trajectory in-car
True.
audio to game consoles.
I guess it kind of makes sense, though, because at the time, 86, you kind of wanted really good in-car audio.
Yeah,
If you were that person.
it's true. I wonder whatever, like, is Sony, do they still do audio?
I think so. Because they still make headphones and stuff. Whether or not they do, like, full audio systems. Probably.
They used to make,
but
like,
they're
head
probably
units
rare.
for cars and speakers and subwoofers and amplifiers.
They probably still do. Probably a little bit harder to find than some other stuff, maybe.
Interesting.
Maybe you have to import them.
Maybe. Japan only? Are you fucking lifting weights over there?
No, my fucking water bottle fell out. You know what? Screw it. It's going to stay on the ground now. Number 2. This one might be a little confusing. And not just because Nate's going to read it in a French accent.
Fucking booby trapped you.
Oh, Ubisoft has announced... I'm not doing that the whole time. Ubisoft has announced a partnership between Tencent and Guillemot Brothers Limited, or GBL. Never mind. That will see Tencent indirectly increase its stake in Ubisoft. the Chinese firm is investing $297 million into the Guimond Brothers Limited for a 49.9% stake at the company. Ooh, that's really close.
Mm-hmm.
The deal only gives Tencent 5% of voting rights in GBL, but no seat on the board of directors or consent or veto rights in the operation of the business. With the deal, Tencent has joined the Guimond family in collectively owning 29.9% of Ubisoft shares with voting rights. Tencent already owned almost 13% of Ubisoft shares before this deal. However, in connection with the deal, Ubisoft's board of directors has given Tencent permission to increase its directly owned stake in Ubisoft from 4.5% to just under 10%. Tencent will not be able to sell its shares for 5 years, nor will it be able to increase its stake beyond that 10% threshold for 8 years. So basically, Ubisoft's kind of on the way out and Tencent's lurking.
You summed it up perfectly. Perfectly.
Tencent is Randy Orton for WWE fans. Just lurking around, slithering around. And eventually he's going to RKO out of nowhere and boom, Ubisoft's out.
Yep. So basically I'm like, all right, the Guimond family wants some money. Tencent's like, hey, we'll give you money. And they're like, you really freak us out, you Chinese company, you. And they're like, listen, we'll give you money, and we won't want. We'll just stay where we are, and we won't have any voting rights for 8 years. And Guimond family's like, okay. And the Chinese company's like, bitch, we played the long game. We got you now. That's basically.
We won't take voting rights for 8 years because you won't exist in 2.
Yeah. This is they got the foot in the door, and now they're just gonna be like, hey, how about another 2%?
It's like
we'll give you 50 million for 2%.
I like the fun, probably boardroom picture that I have in my head, where they're Guimond family on one side, Tencent on the other. They make the deal, and then immediately they retreat to 2 different boardrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And Tencent's like, idiots, and Guimond family's going, why? Like they just can't see it, and they're just like, but why? Doesn't this seem fishy? And they all are just kind of like looking at each other, and then it slowly becomes the meme where 2 people suggest something and one guy's rational and then gets thrown out the window.
Yeah.
It's like, doesn't anybody kind of find it weird that we're potentially feeding a takeover from Tencent?
Meanwhile, Vivendi's like, what the fuck?
Or the real 3D chess 4D chess shadow game is Vivendi in a third press room third boardroom going, yes, it's all coming together.
Ubisoft.
Because little did anybody know Vivendi gave Tencent the money for Tencent to then spend.
Yeah. Or Tencent already bought Vivendi or something.
That's true,
shit.
yeah, they already own them. Legally or otherwise.
Crazy. All right, number 3, Microsoft announced that it will be releasing a less expensive core version of its Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. I wonder what brought that on. While the existing black Xbox Elite Series 2 controller will continue to be available for $180, Microsoft is also releasing a white core edition for $130 on September 21st. The big difference between the 2 pads is that the core version will not come packed in with the charging dock, carrying case, and swappable parts, which include rear paddles, thumbsticks, and D-pad. Core customers who want those extra pieces will be able to buy them separately in a $60 complete component pack.
Interesting.
I'm assuming it's because PlayStation announced a similar...
So the moment they did, it was just... Microsoft was probably sitting on this the entire time, just going, come on, I want you to do it. Announce it.
The other thing is Microsoft is adding the Elite Series controllers to its Xbox Design Lab. So
you can make them pretty now.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Purple controllers.
You can make sure to get one that says Gamers 2 on it.
Yep, you could do that.
And then be a failure. Number 4, according to PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan, Microsoft has promised to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 3 years beyond the current agreement between Activision and Sony. Here's the full quote from him. Quote, I hadn't intended to comment on what I understood to be a private business discussion, but I feel I need to set the record straight because Phil Spencer brought this into the public forum. Oh my God, Jim. Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account of the impact on our gamers. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft's proposal undermines this principle. I now am so annoyed with PlayStation. No, they didn't bring it up. You brought it up.
I think this is a bad strategy.
It's a really bad strategy.
They're trying to play the victim.
Yes. But they suck at it.
They do. I think this is at this point, because now you're just like, you're causing drama. When really what you should have done is immediately been like, use that leverage with Microsoft and be, if you're really worried about Call of Duty, go, hey, Microsoft, Phil, buddy.
Homie, bro.
Listen, bro. We're not ready for Game Pass on PlayStation. I'm sorry. But we'll tell the regulators that it's cool if you buy Activision Blizzard. If you will write another contract that Call of Duty stays on PlayStation for another 10 years. And then Phil's like, you know what? Okay, I'm a good guy. Good guy, Phil. That's what we call him. Good guy, Phil.
That's true.
And
we do call him the CEO of games.
Good gamer, Phil. And you immediately go back to your boardroom. A lot of boardrooms in this episode.
That's true.
You immediately go back to your Sony boardroom. You go, listen, guys, I want a better game than Call of Duty right now.
And then he stares at Naughty Dog and all of 47 of its new studios.
And Naughty Dog goes, Last of Us?
You son of a bitch, chime in.
Yeah.
Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Seeing how they've killed every studio that would have done it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't fret over the details.
So here's the other funny part, right? Sony bought Bungie.
Yeah, go make a fucking game, Bungie. You piece of shit.
Or pull Destiny from Xbox.
Get your shit together, Bungie. Same goes for you, 343 Industries. Wait a second.
Something here's not right. But yeah, just pull Destiny from Xbox.
Yeah. I mean,
problem solved.
You know what? Why don't you stop having logical ideas?
I can't not do that.
We're talking about Sony right now. You don't want to bring dishonor.
But that's
to
the
their
thing.
Family.
If that was still their motif, if their motif was, I bring a great dishonor to our family, then I could have understood it. I could have ran with that. That could have been a thing still, because that codex wouldn't be bitching like this.
Yeah.
This codex would have gone back into the boardroom and gone, I want a better version.
Yeah.
Right now. And they would have hired that guy to do all their press releases, because they can't have Mark Cerny coming out here doing his soft vocal stuff anymore.
Yep.
Because as much as we love Cerny, you can't have him coming out going, and now we have our new competitor to Call of Duty.
Knack 3.
With more guns than you've ever seen.
Oh, maybe if you got creepy, people might be into it. They might be like, oh my God.
If we got Mark Cerny Joker.
This guy's got a dark side.
Did you think Knack was too friendly? What if I gave him guns? Lots and lots of guns. Like, right. Cerny, can you okay? And then you just see him.
Did you stop taking your medication?
You just hear that in the background of the camera, and you just see him do the hard cut to what? Every Batman villain as they're doing their speech, only to get interrupted and then murder the person that interrupted them.
Chaos. It's all chaos.
No, that's Square Enix.
Number 5.
You get the reference? Like, every one of their games mentioned chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Every time they did a reveal. It was that they had to stop chaos, or chaos was here, or we got chaos. That's all it was.
Number 5, speaking of Call of Duty, Activision has announced a showcase that it says will reveal the future of Call of Duty franchise. Dubbed Call of Duty Next, the showcase will take place at 1 p.m. Eastern on September 15th. According to the press release, the showcase will focus on the upcoming sequel to 2019's Modern Warfare, as well as what it's calling Warzone 2.0 and the new Warzone mobile experience. An established COD leaker has said the next COD... Come on, he leaks COD, all right?
What a good LinkedIn fucking title. I've been a COD leaker for the last 2 years.
Like, how do you talk about, like, how? There's no good way to describe, like, someone who, like, leaks content. Like, what do you, like...
Well, aren't they just normally considered leaks?
Yeah, I guess, but, like, how do you, like, a person who leaks? That doesn't sound good either.
They are the one who leaks.
Where was I? Leaker. An established COD leaker has said that the next COD would deal with the 2003 Iraq War and occupation, as well as Operation Enduring Freedom, which was the code name for the President Bush-initiated global war on terror.
So the immediate response to that I saw
was
the best response.
Okay.
Was, holy shit, George Bush is about to be a character in Warzone in a battle pass.
Oh.
And if they got him to do voice lines of
But
where we dropping, boys, would be just like, obviously there's a lot of animosity around that entire situation and political strife and murder and yada yada yada. I get that. But the comedic levels of if you got George Bush to do voice lines, or you ripped voice lines from his speeches and then you dropped him as a character at the end of the battle pass, holy shit. You want to talk about a metaverse. It's real cute what you got over there, Fortnite. Too bad I'm just putting war together over here.
I mean, really.
Can you imagine if they started just dropping in full generals from every war?
What? Yeah, but what if we had like a Dick Cheney?
Well, the issue with Dick Cheney is that only he can kill his own teammates. Honestly, that would be a funny mode. You'd play 1 versus 100 because it'd be like zombie infected, except somebody's Dick Cheney.
That's good. That's good.
It's Dick Cheney and a bunch of people that look like quails.
Is Schwarzkopf? Is he this war?
Oh God, I don't remember.
Because he used to wear 2 watches. That was always his thing.
Well, because
he'd wear 2 watches.
It's always time for war.
Yeah, I mean that's
that's why.
Oh God!
I'm pretty sure he got asked in a press conference, "Why do you wear 2 watches?" And it's because it's always time for war.
Oh God, I love it. I love it so much.
Is there anything more American than doing what we're doing right now? Belittling the entire invasion and mass murder of a majority of the Middle East?
I guess not. I mean, we did open the podcast picking on the fact that the
Queen is
had
dead.
died. So
it's 1776 all over again, baby.
Jesus. Yeah. So, COD. Do you care?
Yeah.
Do you care?
I'm always intrigued to see what they're going to do. I'm really intrigued how they're going to handle the Iraq War one. Like, just how do you? It's so recent.
Yeah,
relative to all the other stuff and the technical like made up stuff, or maybe like the Russia thing from the original. Or sorry, from
I think now is the perfect time because we have like a new clear adversary.
Sure,
it's Russia and China.
Yeah, so you can get away with it now.
So now you can get away with it.
Yeah. The only thing is that it's still so fresh that like the 18-year-olds that would be playing were the ones that were born during that.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
yeah, but they don't
18
remember.
to 22-years. No, they're not going to remember. But I mean, like all of the 90s babies, 100% remember.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the how do you?
I mean, I think the problem is going to be our demographic because,
well,
a lot of people around our age, a couple years younger than us, a couple years later than us, some of them would have gone through this.
Yeah, the whole thing.
I think it'll be interesting.
Like, do you open the game with the trade centers getting taken down? Is that your opening cutscene?
That'd be wild.
and then you just hear the good old like dun 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 dun. That's Battlefield, but like does dubstep drop in right then?
I
Is that
didn't
when Avenged
think about
Sevenfold
that
starts
part
playing?
for some reason. I did not think about the because you do have to. There would have to be some sort of context. So you just say,
Yeah.
"Oh, here, by the way, here's the two." What if they put you on the plane as the terrorists? That too far?
The original Modern Warfare, so Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, when they do Mile High Club at the end, do you just fail? Are you guaranteed to fail? You attempt Mile High Club, but you realize at the end of the last second that it's actually you failing and you're crashing into the World Trade Center? That's probably way too far. What if you're just instead they put you?
All I'm gonna say is that's a good thing we do not make video games.
That's true. What if because they've been doing a lot of things where like they try to show you events from like different angles or yada yada. What if you're just one of the firefighters from the original videos that looks up and sees the plane go in, and you are now sprinting towards the building at the back of the truck? Like that's who you play is running into that building, only to then find yourself as now signed up and have gone to war.
I don't know.
Crazy, right?
I don't know.
It's because all of this is so ingrained
like where do you,
in my mind. It's
yeah,
not,
like where do you start? Like I mean, I guess
it's not even where
I guess
you start.
that's
It's I lived through the whole thing. I know the whole thing. It's not like Korea or Vietnam or World War II where I'm going.
So I
don't have actual like shots of that in my head.
I think then the only way to do it and have it not be like, you know, people tear it apart is you go super small scale and just ignore all the big stuff. Like you basically make it known that we're in the Iraq War, we're in Baghdad or something like that, and then you just do like
the old Fallujah.
Yeah, you do your normal like room clearings and like
Yeah, but they're usually telling like a global story lately. Some type of something. You're hunting somebody. So it's like I don't know. I just don't know what you do.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing in 2019's Modern Warfare, they had a mission that was the war crimes one that was flipped. So they showed in the game Russia committing war crimes when it was the U.S. that committed war crimes technically during that actual mission that happened in real life.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, do you now tell Call of Duty of the Iraq War from the extreme patriotism angle that nothing went wrong? Do you actually go to Iraq and find WMDs? Is that the twist they put in the game? Colin Powell and George Bush are in the battle pass for Warzone? Dick Cheney's the infected mode?
I don't know. I guess we're along for the ride on this one.
Like, we're out here just making memes, but, like...
Someone's going to have to come up with this fucking plan. Or
I figured if I saw it, it would have been when I was 50.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Not now.
Yeah, like when your kids are like playing video games
right.
And you're fucking...
Yeah, and I'm having to go like, okay, listen, this is how war actually works.
Yeah.
Not when I'm out here going, put George Bush in the battle pass and make free money. Like, that's...
Yeah. We shall see.
Can't wait till the Queen's in the new season of Warzone. Anyway. Because it would just be like that, the opening of the London Olympics.
She's going to be like the next Gandhi.
Remember when she jumps out of the plane? With James
Gunn?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to be like the next Gandhi, where like in a video game where like she's just nuke crazy or like there's some crazy thing about her.
The Gandhi civilization joke where he becomes nuke happy. Yeah. Yeah, Gandhi with nukes is a terror no one wanted to see. Number 7, though. GFuel fired 5 of its talent managers a day after I lied. Number 6.
You can keep going.
Vodio Games. Vodio? Vodio Games announced on its Twitter account that it is shutting down. The studio's final project will be to bring its debut game Beastbreaker to Steam. The turn-based RPG launched on Switch and Epic Games Store last September. Vodio was also notable for having the first certified union of game developers in North America. That union was formed in December.
Figured it was.
I don't even remember what that game is. So
I don't either. I don't think it was ever really relevant. I think what made them relevant was the union.
Yep.
Just thought it was an interesting twist considering how like
the unions of everything else.
Yeah, most companies are.
Speaking of unions, Quick was in Albany.
Yeah?
Yeah. Good old Mikey Barra.
That's crazy.
He tweeted it and he's like, hanging out with the Blizzard Albany or whatever, and I was like...
It's weird. It's weird to see that, but it's like, it makes sense. Like, yeah, it's a studio. You got to go
it's a studio. It's yours. You'd be there. Yeah. But then it's just like, It's in Albany. Fuck. Just weird.
It is weird. Well, let's just get right into the GFuel 1. Number 7, GFuel fired 5 of its talent managers a day after they complained to HR about company founder and CEO Cliff Morgan using offensive language in a work meeting. DigiDay, which is some website that I've never heard of, spoke with 11 current or former GFuel employees who described an assortment of inappropriate behavior by company management, in particular a video call where Morgan blamed declining sales on the talent management team, referring to previously laid off talent managers as lazy motherfuckers. And that's a quote, by the way. And calling the then current staffers on the call, quote, retards, end quote. He reportedly ended the call with a promise that nobody would be fired. The next day, 7 talent managers who had been at the meeting were laid off, including the 5 who complained to HR. A representative for GFuel told DigiDay that comments like lazy motherfuckers were intended as broad descriptors rather than criticisms of specific people.
Unreal.
That makes it okay.
I wasn't talking about specifically you, but all of you.
You lazy motherfuckers. Listen, I can say those things, but I'm not a CEO of a company. So funny. So good.
GFuel just out here continuing to win the hearts and minds of a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Number 8. EA announced that it's launched Ridgeline Games, a new studio that will focus on the narrative development of the Battlefield franchise. The newly established developer will be overseen by Halo co-creator Marcus Leto. Respawn founder and head of the Battlefield franchise, Vince Zampella, said, quote, we're continuing to invest in the future of the franchise by bringing in new talent and perspectives. With Marcus and his team at Ridgeline Games joining the world-class global team we already have in place. What? Battlefield is in the strongest position to succeed. You know what, Vince? Happy you think that. It's funny because you nixed a single player and now you're hiring an entire team to make a single player thing. So that's a funny development. That being said, 2042, also not in a good state. Also.
I'm going to jump right into the next one because it's somewhat relevant. Number 9, speaking of Battlefield, EA has announced that longtime Battlefield developer Lars Gustafsson is departing from the company and developer DICE. As reported by GameSpot, the creative director will be moving on to an unnamed new opportunity. Gustafsson joined... Is that how you say that? I feel like that's how you say that.
I would probably say Gustafsson.
Joined EA via its DICE subsidiary in 2000, and for 20 years he worked on the FPS franchise. During his time with the series, he went on to be known as Mr. Battlefield. The news of Gustafsson's departure from EA took place during the announcement launch for Ridgeline Games.
Crazy. Another 20-year.
Yeah.
Funny to have the nickname Mr. Battlefield.
It is.
Hey, have you seen Mr. Battlefield today? No.
I feel like this is going to be like a turning point for Battlefield to where like...
Better or worse?
Better. I think like this is Vince like 100% like settled in and in control now.
Yeah, because I don't think he was in control for 2042.
Yeah.
I think he was half in control.
Yeah, exactly. He was like transitioning, and now he's like, he's got all hands on the controls, and he's like, all right, we're splitting shit up. We're doing...
He's no longer just tweaking the knobs. He built the new control board.
Yeah. Be interesting, especially if it plays out like he's going to take the Call of Duty approach, where like he has multiple teams that are like kind of
what he came from.
Yeah. Call of Duty approach, doing the old hopscotch or leapfrog, or not hopscotch. That's leapfrog. I think that's what I want.
Where you jump over the other person?
Yeah, like you got your developer makes a game, and then the next developer makes the next game, that whole thing.
Oh.
The back and forth action there.
Yeah.
So each team gets essentially 2 years.
Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Can't fuck it up then.
I'm not saying it's a good idea.
Number 10, it looks like Cyberpunk 2077 is getting one expansion. In announcing its first half financial results, the company said it would be launching the first and only expansion for the game next year. The add-on, called Phantom Liberty, will only release on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and PC platforms, leaving PlayStation 4 and Xbox One Cyberpunk players behind. The company stressed that Cyberpunk 2077 will remain playable, and the company will provide tech support for it on all platforms. While Phantom Liberty will be the only major add-on to Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Senior VP of Business Development Michael Novakovsky told investors the company has further plans for the franchise. So, about Phantom Liberty, there's a trailer, but it doesn't show too much. The protagonist, V, is taking an oath of allegiance to serve the new United States of America. Johnny Silverhand returns as the ghost in your head, warning you that swearing yourself to the new United States is a bad idea. There was also an update released for Cyberpunk that brings transmog to the game and cross-platform saves, among a slew of other things. During the same earnings call, CD Projekt Red CEO Adam Kaczynski recently revealed their next Witcher saga would actually encompass multiple games, referencing their original Witcher trilogy as an example. Quote, "We have in mind more than one. The first saga was 3 games, so now we are thinking about more than one game, but we are in pre-production of the first game from the second saga."
Thoughts, feelings?
I like that they are potentially thinking of it as a 3-game thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully in the way that they do think of the first ones, where you had complete stories inside of them still, but returning characters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good. The Cyberpunk thing is kind of whatever, honestly. I have no interest. I think it's the corniest of storylines based on what I just read. And I'm surprised that Johnny's back based on how you can end in whatever. It's like whatever. I don't.
Yeah, and I'm fine with the one and only expansion thing. I think it's a good idea I think that is
funny
perfect.
That multiplayer is 100% nixed.
Yeah. I think it's perfect, though. Like, you kind of got to get away from it at this point.
You need to, yeah. You can't announce the new Witcher game and then attempt to keep holding on to Cyberpunk like you didn't entirely bottle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 11, developers Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal have taken control of several gaming IPs from previous owners Square Enix. I don't know why I say Enix.
Because we always used to. It's the same way that it's not Eidos.
Was it Eidos?
No, there's no second I. Should be Eidos.
Eidos?
I believe.
Eidos and Enix. You learn something new every day. Tomb Raider is now back in the hands of Crystal Dynamics, which made several games in the series between 2004 and 2016. The studio is also now in control of the Legacy of Kain series. Crystal Dynamics said in a blog post that as a result of this change, it is, quote, now the owner of these games and the controller of the gameplay and personal data related to them, end quote. The whole personal data thing's weird. I'm assuming that just means like assets and stuff.
Yeah, I think they mean like IP.
Yeah.
Not, hey, you played this game once in 2007. We own your data.
Yeah. So it's Eidos. Is that what we think?
That's what I believe.
All right. Eidos Montreal also announced that it has reclaimed, quote, games it developed like Deus Ex and the Thief games, end quote. It also added that it now controls data obtained from gameplay of those titles.
Interesting to see what that ends up meaning in the future.
Yes.
Like, oh, are we getting a new Tomb Raider? Are we getting another Deus Ex? Are we getting another Thief?
I think you'll definitely see another Deus Ex because, like, I feel like that game concept has only become more relevant as our society has developed in its
direction.
Like it
has, but I feel like they never sell that well.
No, because they never quite get it right.
Right, exactly. It's like communism.
Fair. I think Tomb Raider we'll definitely see again for sure.
Yeah, I'm just curious what we'll see, because that was the whole joke. We've talked about it before, where they've announced that they were like working on another one or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always been the joke of, okay, is she just going to become a mass murderer of indigenous people again, because it's what she's slowly become.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd rather see them do Legacy of the Kain, just because like Legacy of Kain.
It's been forever.
It has I mean, it's that I'm sick of seeing the same shit over and over again.
Yes, of course.
So
always
new things would be nice. Push boundaries a little bit. I don't know.
Get a little risque.
Yeah, get risque.
Number 12, Sony is rolling out a new PlayStation 5 system software update that includes 1440p resolution support, a new games list feature, and UX and social improvements. The 1440p option allows PS5 owners to pick this resolution on compatible TVs and monitors. If games fully support 1440p, then they'll natively output this as a resolution. Otherwise, 4K games will improve anti-aliasing by using super sampling down to a 1440p input. Oh, God, nerd numbers. The only drawback is that variable refresh rate won't be supported at 1440p, but will only work at 1080p and 4K on the PS5. Oh, what? This PS5 update also includes a games list feature, which is essentially folders for games. Sony has also added new social features, which include the ability to request a screen share from a friend in a party.
Don't use my PlayStation enough for any of that stuff.
Nope. Don't have enough games that I need a folder. Don't play online with people that need the screen share feature. And I don't have I have a 4K TV, not a 1440 TV, so.
PC problems, really.
Losers? Who plays on PC? Me loading up World of Warcraft beta after this.
All right.
Were you debating nixing it?
Nixing what?
Oh, there's just a big pause before this massive story.
Yeah,
Sure
just thinking about life, you know. All right, number 13. Well, it's this fun thing because it's a leak, you know, it's a leak, and like it's probably accurate, so I feel obligated to talk about it. But guess what? We're just going to talk about it again next week.
Okay, cool. What's this leaker's name?
According to a pair of reports from reliable insiders, Tom Henderson and Jason Schreier.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's not as good as COD Leaker.
Yeah. At least they get names.
Yeah. Lame.
Ubisoft is planning to unveil 6 different Assassin's Creed projects this weekend. The headliners will be... See, I put headerliners there. The headliners will be...
You said the first line, and now I just don't want to talk about
it. Okay.
You said 6 projects. Initially, the joke last week was 3.
I think
now we've doubled that number.
All right, the doubling of the number thing is a clickbait thing. It's clickbait. I'm
worried by Monday it's 12.
It's clickbait because they're splitting up everything that's in Infinity.
Oh, no.
Strap in.
I don't wanna.
The headliners will be the first 2 chapters included in Ubisoft's upcoming Destiny-like Assassin's Creed Infinity live service platform. The first of these settings, codenamed Project Red, is in development at Ubisoft Quebec and will take place in ancient Japan. Players are said to play as a samurai-like assassin. And while players can choose their gender as usual, it seems concept art indicates the female character is likely the canon one. The second Assassin's Creed Infinity chapter, codenamed Project Hex. How do you say that? Hexe.
Hex.
Hex? All right, Going with Hex. Is being built at Ubisoft Montreal and is said to take place in the Holy Roman Empire in the 16th century. Hot damn!
Odyssey?
Nah, I don't know. I'm just being fucking wild here. The Empire,
isn't it like right around then?
That would be
16's later.
I think that's like
It's later than Odyssey.
Renaissance, right?
Yeah, it's closer to.
I wrote it in here. So back to the Renaissance period. Perhaps most interesting, as the codename implies, it's said Project Hex's story revolves around witch hunts and trials and should have an unusually dark tone. In addition to the first 2 Assassin's Creed Infinity settings, Ubisoft is reportedly preparing to show several other titles, like Assassin's Creed Mirage. Other games likely to be shown include Assassin's Creed Jade, a mobile title set in China, Assassin's Creed Nexus, a VR project, and more Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLC. The Ubisoft Forward event is this Saturday, so next week we can decide how accurate these leaks are. Nate's so thrilled, he's speechless right now. He's just in awe of the wonder that is Ubisoft. He can't wait to go find the Guillemot family and pledge his loyalty to them forever and inevitably become enslaved by the Chinese overlords known as Tencent.
I mean, I was with you until the end. They need to get control of themselves.
If this turns out to be legit, though, can we just stop for a second? Let's just stop, think about this. Not 1. Not 2. Not 3.
Oh.
Not 4.
Mm-hmm.
Not 5.
Oh.
6
Yep.
Assassin's Creed projects. You know what's been in development for a very long time? It looks like a dog took a shit and then a human being stepped on it and then a cat came over and ate that shit and then vomited it up in a bunch of dead grass.
Skull and Bones?
Skull and Bones. And then you know what else we saw a long, long time ago? And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt was like, guess what, guys? You're going to help us develop this game. It's going to be great. And you know what we haven't seen since then? What other game do they have that's in development that we haven't seen in forever?
Yeah, but it wasn't JGL for that.
It wasn't?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What was he there for? Which one did he do?
He did something different.
Oh, I thought that was that one.
No. So, the one you're talking about is Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yes.
That's not him, though.
Okay.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 was where the 2 people came out, the 2 creative directors or whatever, and cried together on stage.
Okay.
JGL came out because he had a thing that was more like a development asset suite that they were announcing.
I thought that was for Beyond Good and Evil 2.
They were partnered with them, but that his thing is independent technically of every game. Because they were using assets of like you could, make a poster or a billboard and like it would be in the game and stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
And then also they pulled Elijah Wood for another game, but that game's been out, so.
Well, everything I said's not true anymore. Ubisoft's great.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in that same exact, like, what the fuck scenario because they just hired their creative director, like, 4 podcasts ago.
Oh, yeah, we're not done. Next articles.
Oh, I know we're not done. But I don't want to continue because I'm annoyed at Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
It's 6 of these.
Oh, yeah. 6 of these, and how many Division games?
2.
That you know of.
Yes. The mobile one and the other one. The Midwest one.
That's a suspiciously low number for Ubisoft.
like you're like, only 2? You sure you guys couldn't crank out like another 5? Just kind of hash this up and do it all over again? Stretch yourselves paper thin because it's worked out so well in the past? You've only canceled how many Ghost Recons now?
They're always like so close, but totally miss the mark. Like there's strokes of good ideas in there. Like the idea that Assassin's Creed Infinity is a live service game, you have developers doing like projects, like you have your Japan. Like that idea is neat.
Mm-hmm. But
then when you add in the cavalcade of other games that comes behind it, like, oh, mobile game, VR game. If you were like, I don't even know. Like if you were like Microsoft who did this with a franchise, I'd be like, yeah, you got the bandwidth. But like,
the issue is that they are like the person that you play beer pong with as a partner, right? They can't hit a cup to save their life.
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then they'll win the game, and it makes everybody want to play with them still.
Yeah.
but knowing that they somehow can't hit the other 10 easiest cups on the board.
So let me tell you a story. This one time, I went to a beer pong tournament with one of my friends, Appleby.
Oh, all right.
And I was driving, so I couldn't drink.
Oh.
So he had to drink all for both of us.
Oh. So you're cleaning the table.
Oh, boy. So, like, we went through this beer. We were in this beer pong tournament for way longer than we should, strictly because I was sober.
Right.
But he's like Ubisoft at this, where, like, he just kept going because, like, he didn't know any better at this point.
Yeah.
And
young, wild, and free.
I've never seen this before. Like, in retrospect, I'm sure it's a common thing. But he for sure had alcohol poisoning. He spent the entire next day or two on the couch, and every capillary in his face like burst.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And like he just looked like he got fucking hit by a train.
Yeah. Probably did.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft devs.
Yeah. All right, that's fun.
But speaking of Ubisoft, number 14, and their inability to control leaks. It's funny because, like, the implication. They seem to accidentally put up a store page for the Division Heartland that labeled the game as coming soon. In addition to the coming soon label, the page seems to largely vindicate insider Tom Henderson leaks about the Red Storm Entertainment developed game. Here's what the page listed. Tom Clancy's The Division Heartland is a free-to-play survival action multiplayer shooter set in small-town middle America. And if those aren't enough buzzwords to get you going, let me give you some more. Massive PvEPP.
A massive PvEPP.
All right, hold on, let me get trailer voice again for that. Massive PvEVP in Storm Operations. Fight together in 45-player PvEVP Storm Operation against a group of dangerous rogue agents and an aggressive faction known as the Vultures, all while surviving a lethal virus. Prep the battlefield in PvE excursion operations. Complete PvE missions, gather gear, activate alerts, and prep the battlefield in excursion operations. Progress and adapt to survive. Play as one of 6 agents and select between 3 classes each match, all with their own perks and skills. I slowly devolved to early 2000s action movie voice.
Yeah, it's fine. This fits.
My tortillas.
Get in the chopper. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't care until I see it.
Yeah, I mean, the Division's like the one shred of hope.
It's not. See, here's the thing, though. My hope is dashed.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about this.
Yeah. You got.
I got bamboozled.
You got bamboozled by the whole Division. What's the guy's name?
Oh, the Division 1 villain?
Yes,
Aaron Keener.
Aaron Keener. That's the angle I was thinking.
Yes.
That you got bamboozled by the Aaron Keener. Aaron Keener?
Yes.
Aaron Keener storyline.
Yeah, I got bamboozled. It's like, oh my god, they got something really good.
Yeah.
And then they went, ha ha.
But what if we didn't?
What if we don't talk about that for the entirety of Division 2? And then we just kind of throw them in at the end and kill them off unceremoniously.
You know what it is? They forgot about him.
They didn't. No. Another team made 2.
Yeah, because Ubisoft forgot about him.
A legitimate another. No, they didn't forget. They all left.
And
there was no forgetting.
The second team's like, that's not ours. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. The second team, they went, what game are we making? They go, the Division 2. Okay, cool. Where are the assets? All right. Is there anything we need to carry over? No, that story's wrapped up. Okay. And then they made the game. And then every fan went, did you guys forget something? What are you talking about? The first game. Huh?
That's done. That's why we have the second one.
What first game? The world you started building? And like the guy with the master plan that literally at the end of the game says, wait till you see what I have? Huh? There's a villain?
Oh, man. I don't know anymore. Well, you know what? Tomorrow we'll find out what we'll see. We'll have. I think it's in the afternoon. I might watch it.
I would rather watch the Queen's funeral.
I'm gonna watch it. Just to.
That's somehow an insult to Ubisoft, by the way.
True. I don't know. Like, is the Queen's funeral tomorrow?
I have no idea.
Okay.
You think I actually know?
No, I don't
I'm
know.
gonna play Narco and just vibe. Narco is the Edwin Diaz intro song.
Oh.
Which there's been a TikTok of that. The Buckingham Palace guards outside, like playing music outside of Buckingham Palace for that, and it's dubbed with the Narco trumpet part. Pretty good.
I got you. You're gonna be playing Dragonflight, don't lie.
Hey, I'm gonna play playing Football Manager.
That's not out for a while. Oh, you're okay. My bad, my blunder.
But you're not wrong. The new one isn't out for a while.
Where was I going with this? I'm gonna watch it, and we'll get a little barometer reading on the state of Ubisoft.
I have a bad feeling you're gonna watch it and then just like live text me the entire thing and be like, "You got to check this out." I'm just gonna be like, "Stop telling me."
What it'll be will be like they'll show gameplay of something
terrible
that looks awful, and I'm just gonna take a little 3-second clip of it and just be like,
it'll immediately be that, and I'll be like, "Great, my Saturday is ruined. My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined."
All right, let's talk about something that actually has somewhat of potential. Number 15, Xbox Game Studios had Matt Booty talked about several interesting topics during PAX West, which was this week that I totally didn't realize.
Yeah, it was.
Starting with two big franchise reboots, Perfect Dark and Fable. Boner. When asked how the new Perfect Dark game was being handled, he said, quote, "Very carefully."
I wish it was just the only thing he ended
it with. Yeah. Dad jokes. These things... He said, quote, "Very carefully. These things don't age well, right? What's super cool about Perfect Dark and Joanna Dark is the super agent fantasy, the Bourne Identity James Bond kind of thing. That's a cool meme. It's something people want to lean into. But again, we've got to make sure that comes forward in the right way," end quote. The Xbox Game Studios chief then revealed he'd like to show some cool stuff from the Fable reboot, though Playground Games is still keeping the project under wraps for the time being. Quote, "Part of my job is giving air cover to the team. They don't want to show stuff early before it's ready to go. But if there's one game where that's kind of flipped around, where every time I see something I say, we should show this, it's Fable. Because there's a lot of cool stuff. The team has made it very clear that I'm not going to be able to show it until it's ready. But what I'll say is that the craft and dedication Playground brought to Forza Horizon, every bit of that is going to be applied to Fable. They get it. Let's be honest, giving Fable to a racing team could be a bit of a head-scratcher, but they have proven that they get it, and I'm excited for when the time comes to show more," end quote.
I do acknowledge that they're like, well, we gave an action RPG to a racing team. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to hear that, though. I mean, obviously, they're going to say nice things about all their games and teams, but, Fable's one of those ones that I've been, waiting for and hoping for a long time.
Well, they've only canceled the last, 3, and then...
Yeah. And then we...
delayed it into infinity.
Yeah, this one's been, terrible rumors and, long time coming, so...
Number 16 is Disney... I'm not going to click this link, by the way.
You want me to do this one? Then you can do all the short stuff?
It works for me.
All right, Disney and Marvel had a game showcase at Disney's D23. And this is what they showed. They showed Skydance New Media's new game, which is Amy Hennig's studio. And it's going to be a Captain America and Black Panther story set in World War II. So, yeah, that's the thing. Marvel Midnight Suns got a release date, and there's a Switch version to be... the dates to be determined, I think, on that one. December 2nd. By the way, is the release date. Tron Identity was announced, a new visual novel adventure from the Thomas Was Alone's Bithell Games. A detective program tasked with solving the mystery of an unprecedented crime, whatever that means. There's a new co-op Mickey Mouse and Friends game, Illusion Island, exclusively for the Switch.
Woo!
Marvel World of Heroes, a new Marvel AR game, was announced. It's going to be made by Niantic.
Add it to their list that they eventually cancel.
Bingo.
Everything
bongo.
they've made except for Pokemon
Welcome
Go.
to the Congo.
I don't want to leave the Congo. No.
Avatar Frontiers of Pandora got a quick gameplay overview, but you cannot find the video anywheres.
So, suck it.
Marvel Snap is a free-to-play collectible card game that got a global release date of October 18th. Return to Monkey Island got a new trailer.
We going back.
September 19th, I think, is when it's coming out.
See you next week.
Aliens Dark Descent got a gameplay trailer. Gargoyles Remastered, which is a 90s platformer, is coming to modern consoles and PC. Sega Genesis game. Disney Dreamlight Valley is adding a Toy Story realm later this year. The MMORPG shooter Avatar Reckoning got a first look trailer. Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, the Lego game, is getting a new Galactic Edition and new characters. Disney Speedstorm showed new racers. Disney Mirrorverse's Halloween season was shown, I guess. Marvel Strike Force is adding Red Hulk. There you go. That's everything.
Perfect. So here's for the questionable things we didn't write full paragraphs on. Number 1, Fortiche Production announced that Arcane, which is based on Riot Games' League of Legends title, won an Emmy for Outstanding Animated Program. As reported by Eurogamer, it is the first streaming animated series to win in the category.
Fantastic.
Number 2, USC Games.
No, you can skip this one. It's dumb. And it's long.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying. It's
A game that is announced that Sony Interactive has donated $3 million to its charitable a loss and endowment fund. The endowment, which was established in partnership with Take-Two, launched in 2021 and aims to increase the representation of Black and Indigenous people in the games and tech industries.
all right, new rule. When there's one that's semi-long like this, you got to read it really fast.
Oh, I have like 2 more like that? Shit.
I don't think so. That
3
one's...
more?
I think the rest of them don't count.
You just tell me next one so I know if it's going to happen.
It won't be any of these. We'll do it. We'll just be a thing going forward. If there's one that's like 3
Oh
sentences.
my god, I have to read it like the end of an ad.
Yeah.
Number 3, Meta has disbanded a team of experts it formed several years ago to help mitigate the negative impacts of its products. Because fuck them. Number 4. Based on some leaks in a recent tweet from Overwatch's commercial lead, it looks like Overwatch 2's new heroes are gated behind Battle Pass progression. Number 5, Stalker 2 has been delayed into an unspecified time in 2023. Xbox has refunded pre-orders. Number 6, Atlas Fallen has been delayed to spring 23. Number 7, Football Manager 23 will be released on November 8th. Woohoo! Number 8, a PC version of Returnal has been seemingly confirmed by a Housemarque Tech presentation. And Sony comes ever closer to the PC world. Number 9, Halo Infinite split-screen co-op is possible via a menu glitch on Xbox Series consoles. The best part is that the campaign is fully playable with no crashes, including cutscenes and no AI issues. The fuck you doing, 343? Number 10, some screenshots from a Silent Hill 2 remake seem to have made their way online. Take them with a grain of salt, though, because you can do just about anything these days with Unreal. Number 11, State of Decay 3 is being made with Unreal Engine 5 and assistance from Gears of War dev, The Coalition. Number 12, Amazon's Lord of the Rings MMO was canceled because Middle-earth Enterprises revoked Leiyu's license after they were bought by Tencent. And if you told me I should be shocked, haha, not even close. Number 13, Deviation Games has announced that one of its founders, Jason Blundell, has departed from the company. Deviation Games was established in 2020, and last year the company announced that it's working on a new PlayStation IP. Number 14, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection is coming to PC on October 19th, and once again, Sony strays ever further from the light.
They just like they get that easy PC money.
Weird, huh? It's almost like if you go to a Microsoft product, you make more money.
Wow. That would get you thrown out of the boardroom window. For that.
Oh, I'd get yeeted. Let's be fair. Sony would have assassinated me years ago.
Yeah.
I would have mysteriously been let go from the company and my body not found somewhere between here and Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how I imagine they do things. If, to bring great honor, my body goes missing and it's not murdered.
Damn.
Anyway, it's been 7 days. What you been up to?
Nothing good. I'll tell you that. Nada really. Just, watching things as I do. Lord of the Rings. Anime. Here and there. That's about it. Don't really got much exciting to say. What have you been up to?
What the kids call not much.
Yep.
Little World of Warcraft, little Football Manager, little Gunfire Reborn.
Oh, wow. Throwback.
Throwback only because some other people started playing it.
Game Pass.
And I was like, I have it for, I had it for PC and it was all of, 2 gigs to download again. So I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I was playing that with some people. But I've only played it with them. I haven't, loaded in solo or anything because I'm not crazy.
Didn't we did.
We played quite a bit.
We played solo though, I think, right?
No, we played together.
Did we play together?
Yeah. We did both.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it. Not too much otherwise. Figured out that when it's summer, I tend to not listen to audiobooks because I still have that end of The Witcher to get through.
Mm-hmm.
But as we moved more towards fall and I don't have my windows down jamming, that'll be when that gets kicked back in.
Yeah, I've been listening to Embracing Defeat by John Dower, which is about post-World War II Japan, immediately after World War II.
Yes, the Depression book.
Yes, this is the Depression book.
Yes.
And the U.S.'s occupation of Japan.
Book full of depression.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad. I'm kind of it's taking me a long time to get through because I'm taking like multiple days off from reading it because I'm just like, I don't want to listen to how miserable people's lives are.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
It's like, oh yeah, these primary sources could fuck off for a bit. Cause...
Yeah. That's it for me, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it for me. And I guess we'll see you in 7 days then.
More Ubisoft talk.
Can't wait. Until then, bye-bye.